Now at 5 a.m. on WKYT this morning, the first presidential debate is in the books. We'll recap the face-off between Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton just ahead.
Plus, the health department in Fayette County is fighting the bites and stepping up mosquito spraying. The details coming up.
And a business that has been in Lexington for more than 80 years is closing its doors. We'll have that story and your Kentucky forecast coming up on WKYT this morning.
This is WKYT This Morning.
Kentucky mornings start here on WKYT. It's so good to have you with us this morning. I'm Andrea Walker.
I'm Bill Bryant, and we are glad you're along here on Tuesday, September 27th. We're about done with September.
Can you believe it?
I'm telling you. Well, you can when you start to feel the air.
Yes.
We have that fall feeling now.
Yeah, you're going to need a coat or a jacket when you go outside this morning. It is a little bit chilly out there. Let's check in with meteorologist Micah Harris.
Yeah, that front has moved through, and that is bringing in some big-time cool down. Early this morning, we're sitting there in the 40s and 50s. And it feels kind of chilly in some spots. 46 now in Boyle County. We're 50 degrees now in Lexington. Virtually all of us will finish off in the 40s early this morning, but we rise very rapidly. We're at 75 by the afternoon. Awesome day in store. I mean, this is really, really nice fall weather today, but that's going to change in the upcoming days. Fall temperatures are finally here. We'll even drop well below average. We've been well above average. Now we're dropping well below average the next few days, and that will bring us that chance of rain, too. We'll have that coming up in a few minutes.
Okay, we'll see you then. Let's get to the news.
And the news that everyone's going to be talking about today. The first presidential debate, it's in the books now. Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump talked about trade, taxes, and jobs.
It was game on for the two candidates at Hofstra University. Steve Nans recaps the first debate in the very tight race.
The nominees for president made their case to voters Monday night in the first debate of the general election. It didn't take long for attacks to fly.
I have a feeling that by the end of this evening, I'm going to be blamed for everything that's ever happened.
Why not?
Why not? Yeah, why not?
Trump deflected a question that has long dogged his campaign by bringing up an issue that has dogged Clinton's campaign for even longer.
I will release my tax returns against my lawyer's wishes when she releases her 33,000 emails that have been deleted.
I think you've just seen another example of bait and switch here.
And bragged about once not paying taxes.
He didn't pay any federal income tax. So
That makes
if
me
he's
smart.
paid-
Clinton, meanwhile, sought to call out Trump on his shifting positions on military intervention.
Donald supported the invasion of Iraq.
Wrong.
That is absolutely
Wrong.
proved over and over again.
Wrong.
He actually advocated for the actions we took in Libya and urged that Gaddafi be taken out after actually doing some business with him one time.
Both candidates also butted heads over race relations and law enforcement.
Everyone should be respected by the law, and everyone should respect the law. Right now, that's not the case in a lot of our neighborhoods.
Now, whether or not in a place like Chicago you do stop and frisk, which worked very well, but you take the gun away from criminals that shouldn't be having it.
In Hempstead, New York, I'm Steve Danis reporting.
Some students at the University of Kentucky attended a watch party for the presidential debate. It was held at the Whitehall Classroom building. Faculty moderators Professor Al Cross and Dr. Elisha Cohen were on hand for the watch party. UK journalism students did some fact-checking during the debate, and they posted results on Twitter. They say social media has become useful for fact-checking.
I think it just shows that the people now are concerned and critical of what other candidates and people are saying. And it's not just the job of journalists anymore, it's the job of the people to really hold these people accountable to what they say.
The Gifford Blyton Professorship in Oral Communication and Forensics Endowment sponsored that watch party. All right, so we'll have more on the debate throughout the morning, and CBS This Morning later with analysis. And we know that several people are at UK Hospital this morning after a deadly wreck in Powell County.
It happened in the westbound lanes of the Mountain Parkway, not far from the Stanton exit last night. WKYT's Mike Fire is live in Lexington with the details. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning, Andrea. Several people are recovering this morning here at UK Hospital after a deadly crash last night in Powell County. Now, investigators aren't releasing many details about the crash, but here's what we know right now. The crash happened shortly before 8 last night in the westbound lanes of Mountain Parkway, not far from the Stanton exit. State police say 2 cars heading westbound collided, but they're not sure how. They say 1 person was killed and several others were taken here to UK Hospital with injuries. We don't know the severity of those injuries. As a result of the deadly crash, the westbound lanes were closed for a couple of hours and reopened around 10 last night. Now, the victim's name has not been released. Meanwhile, Kentucky State Police plans to release more information about the crash later this morning. Live at UK Hospital, Mike Byer, WKYT.
All right, Mike, thank you very much. The Fayette County Health Department is stepping up efforts to get rid of mosquitoes after a visitor to Lexington tested positive for Zika.
Right, workers are spraying different areas of the city as part of the Fight the Bite day and night campaign, and they are working in these early morning hours. WKYT's Lauren Miner is live at the Health Department with more details on this. Good morning, Lauren.
Good morning, Bill. Well, crews will be out till about 6 this morning, spraying for mosquitoes in the zip code areas of 40503 and 40515. The health department is now taking extra precautions after somebody in the Lexington area did test positive for the Zika virus. Now, the Lexington Fayette County Health Commissioner, Dr. Craig Humbaugh, said yesterday that someone who was visiting the Lexington area from a Zika-affected area began developing symptoms. Humbaugh said there is no evidence mosquitoes in Lexington are carrying the virus. With that said, it still never hurts to take those extra steps to protect yourself from mosquitoes. On the health department's website, it says be sure to fix and install windows and door screens. Get rid of any standing water or make sure that it at least is covered up. Also be sure to cover up and use bug spray, especially if out during the morning hours.
The good news is that mosquito populations are waning or decreasing now that weather is cooling, and usually the mosquito season finishes up with our first hard frost, which is often at the end of October.
A news release from the city did say it was safe for people to go outside after the spraying is going on. Reporting live in Lexington, Lauren Miner, WKYT.
Lauren, thank you very much. Police are looking for a man who they say robbed a Madison County store. It happened at a Dollar General on Prince Royal Drive in Berea. Police say a man handed a note to a clerk demanding money and pulled up his shirt to show he had a weapon. Police say the man then dropped off a black pickup. Police do not know if this is the same man who robbed a Dollar General on Irvin Road and then tried to rob a Dollar General on the bypass in Richmond. Lexington police say a teenager is recovering after an accidental shooting. It happened on Cananero Drive near Center Parkway. Police say a group of teenagers was playing with a gun when it fired. They say a 15-year-old was hit. Police say he was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. At this point, they say no charges have been filed.
A man accused of killing 3 people in Louisville threatened a Jefferson County judge right in court. During a hearing, Bryce Rhodes told District Court Judge Amber Wolf that he would find where she lives and kill her and her family. He was brought into the courtroom in a restraint chair and wearing a spit mask. Rhodes also cursed at the judge several times while threatening her.
You're saying you're going to find out where I live at?
I don't give a about none of that. You got family, I'll be out.
That was a threat against the court. I think that I'm asking the county attorney's office to take that into account and consider what to do with that.
Rhodes was in court that day on new assault charges. An arrest warrant says he attacked another inmate at the jail in Louisville. He is set to be back in court next week.
New this morning, police in Ohio have released dash cam video showing a car and after it crashed, killing a Lexington teenager. Police in Marymount near Cincinnati say 15-year-old Jordan Perkins died after hitting 2 trees with a car. They say the car had been reported stolen from Lexington's St. Joseph Hospital last week. Marymount police say 3 other Lexington teens were also in the car and were taken to the hospital.
Police have arrested a woman who they say forced children to sell cookies in Anderson County. Lawrenceburg police have charged Rhonda Bell with human trafficking. According to WDRB-TV in Louisville, police say Bell forced 9 children to sell peppermint thin cookies for a non-existent organization. Police say Bell kept the money from the cookie sales for herself. They say the children are between 9 and 16 years old.
We've learned a long-time Lexington business will soon be shutting down. The owner of Fayette Seed on Red Mile Road told our news partners at the Herald Leader that the seed and plant business will close on October 29th. He said he's hoping to sell it to someone who will keep the seed business going, but if not, a dispersal auction will be held in November to sell off remaining inventory and equipment. Fayette Seed opened back in 1934.
An iconic business there in that part of town, yeah.
Like you say, hopefully someone will keep it going.
Yeah, maybe somebody will step up. The time this morning, about to hit 5:10. WKYT this morning on the air live with the latest, and we'll be right back with more.
Turns out the pharmaceutical company Mylan makes even more off of its EpiPens than we thought. More details on that coming up in about 10 minutes.
Have some much cooler conditions for today. Now, I will tell you this, we get to your afternoon and it feels fantastic. Then the next few days, they look pretty unsettled. I'll have that, and I'll show you how much cooler it's going to be in the next few days coming up next.
Now, your zone-by-zone forecast with meteorologist Micah Harris.
40s and 50s outside early this morning. It is a chilly start in many locations. One of those you might have to have not so much a big coat, but maybe a light coat and maybe a sweater before you take off early this morning. Now changing to 49 degrees out at the London Corbin Airport, and things are looking good anywhere you go. However, watch out for these waterways. Bill was talking about it this morning and made a good point. Over the water is very warm, and kind of in terms of look at the air, look at the water temperature, and those two are a big difference. So you got the cool air above warm water, and that will cause some fog. So over any waterways this morning, you're going to run into some foggy conditions. So that's really the area you got to watch out for. It's not so much over land, but it's more of over waterways and around creeks and streams. That's what you need to be watching out for, some of that fog. By the afternoon, 5 p.m., 75 degrees, mostly sunny skies. It looks and feels fantastic today. Later on today, I don't see any problems heading out to dinner either. It looks pretty good, and it will feel great too. That might be patio weather for a lot of us. This huge upper level low. Now, the explanation of an upper level low, think about it this way. Think about just an unsettled system come and just park itself over us in the upper atmosphere. What that does is causes clouds to just kind of stream overhead, and they don't move that much. You're not going to get a lot of sunshine after today. And not only that, that will give us the daily chance at showers because it's unsettled weather. And what it happens is you can see the jet stream off toward the side of your screen at the bottom. This isn't a part of the jet stream anymore once we head off through the next few days. So there's nothing pushing it, nothing grabbing it and carrying it away. It just kind of sits over us and just kind of spins. And so that's just going to give us unsettled weather the next few days and much, much cooler conditions, because what happens is pulls a lot of that cooler air down too. So that's just the way it's going to go. It's not going to be the best forecast the next few days after today. Today, remember, is fantastic. Follow me on Twitter, Micah Harris WX. Send me some pictures. Check this one out, Barnstorm 22. Now, this was the sunset yesterday evening. I had so many to choose from that were so tough because, man, you just had some vibrant colors in the sky. It was just beautiful, beautiful weather yesterday evening. Now, this was tonight's view. It says tonight's view, Fayette, Jessamine County line. That was from last night, obviously. But Barnstorm 22. On Twitter, that's an awesome shot right there over that lake. 7-day forecast looks really good today, but like I was talking about, Wednesday through really Saturday, it just doesn't look that good. It's going to be gloomy. It's going to be pretty dreary, kind of rainy, and also with those much, much cooler conditions. There could possibly, guys, on Thursday or Friday, there's a possibility with the rain overhead and the cloud cover overhead, we could see some locations in the upper 50s all day long.
Yeah.
It's not going to move. That is really chilly for this time of year because you got to keep in mind typically we're in the mid-70s. So that's far from average. But you know what? We've been far from average the past several weeks.
That's true. Yeah.
That is true.
Sure. It's just opposite ends of the spectrum.
Right. There's going to be frost down on the ground before we know it.
Okay.
Frost on the pumpkin, right? It's
I
that time of
know.
year. Mike, appreciate it. Thank you. It's 5:16 right now, and if you're planning a visit to our nation's capital anytime soon, there's one monument that you will not be able to visit.
The National Park Service says the Washington Monument will stay closed for a while. They say crews are repairing its elevators. They've been a problem for the monument, and the Park Service can't figure out what's wrong. The monument has been closed since mid-August. It could take up to 9 months and $3 million to update the elevators in the monument.
Good thing about the Washington Monument, really all you have to do is see it.
That's right. You don't have to be in it.
You don't have to go up there.
Just take a look. That's right.
There you go. All right, rolling toward 5:17 on WKYT this morning. So good to have you with us, and we have a lot more coming up.
When we come back, we'll take a look at your money.
How much does the maker of the EpiPen profit from the device? We're learning more. And Roku offers a new, cheaper way to watch TV. I'm Brooke Silva-Braga in New York. Those stories and more coming up in your CBS Money Watch report.
5:20 on WKYT this morning. Welcome back in. If you're traveling this morning, you'll find some fog in some areas, so be careful. And Micah will have your forecast in a bit. It turns out that a major pharmaceutical company makes more money than we had first thought on its life-saving allergy drug.
And Doritos joins the Rock the Vote campaign. Brooke Silva-Braga has the latest on your money.
Pharmaceutical company Mylan makes 60% more from the sale of its EpiPen than previously believed. CEO Heather Bresch told Congress last week the company pockets just $100 on each pack of the life-saving pens. The Wall Street Journal reports that $100 figure had been reached by deducting the full U.S. tax rate of 37.5% from Mylan's EpiPen profits, even though the company pays much less than that in corporate tax. Stocks slumped yesterday, the Dow losing 166 points, the Nasdaq down 48. Roku, which streams TV programming without a cable subscription, is overhauling its lineup of devices and bringing their price down. The Roku Express, there it is, will be just $30, while the Roku Premier, which delivers 4K video, is $80. The new devices will be available next month. And Doritos joined the Rock the Vote campaign with the rollout of a special vending machine filled with Doritos but dispensing empty bags to anyone indicating they aren't registered to vote. You can send a bag of the no crunch, no taste, no choice chips to friends who aren't registered to vote by visiting Doritos.com/vote. And that's your Money Watch. For more, log on to CBSMoneyWatch.com. In New York, I'm Brooke Silva-Braga.
All right. Well, that was interesting. Doritos and registering to vote.
Why not?
Why not? October 11th, the last day to register to vote in Kentucky, by the way. All right, more news is coming up on WKYT this morning, and we hope you'll stay with us.
How are the Cats preparing for Alabama this weekend? Sports is on the way next.
Now that the front has moved through, it's really allowing and ushering in some of that much cooler and drier air. It feels really, really nice outside. It's a little cool in some spots, though. Meteorologist Micah Harris getting you updated on your numbers. Check that out. 46 degrees right now in Boyle County. Monticello, my friends down south in Wayne County, we're coming in at 49 degrees. There will be some fog around Lake Cumberland. You got to be watching out for that, and around any of these waterways, because those waters just a little bit warmer than the air temperature. So that's ingredients for some fog. So heads up for that. Other than that, it looks pretty good. 75 later on this afternoon. Let's check out sports, see what's going on.
Well, coming off their best game of the season, the Kentucky Wildcats get the #1 team in the country on the road this Saturday at Alabama. The challenge is huge. The Tide, a 34.5-point favorite. Yesterday, Mark Stoops wasn't about to get caught into saying that his team could pull off the upset.
I'm not going to make any prediction like that. You know what we're up against. What are you trying to get a headline? Come on. We're worried about getting better. We're worried about preparation today to get our football team in a position to win a game. I want to see us continue to worry about us and to continue to progress and continue to improve in the areas that we need to improve on.
Now, during yesterday's press conference, Stoops talked about his relationship with Nick Saban, one that goes all the way back to the days when Stoops was in high school and Saban tried recruiting him to Michigan State. Saban said yesterday that he has known the Stoops family for quite some time, and he's been really impressed with the job that Mark has done at Kentucky.
You know, I think that the continuity in programs sometimes gets overlooked, and you know, sometimes you got a better chance to build in the long run if you're not constantly making changes, and I think people, you know, sometimes overlook that. So I think Mark has done a really, really good job, and you know, I think they're a really, you know, competitive, physical team that is going to be a real challenge for us.
Now, we don't know the status of Damian Harris for Saturday's Kentucky-Alabama game. The Madison Southern product and Alabama running back left Saturday's game after just 4 carries. He was taken to the locker room with an injury to his right leg. Yesterday, Nick Saban said Harris is day-to-day. Harris is the leading Crimson Tide rusher with 345 yards rushing on just 40 carries. And now it's on to the toughest game of the season at Alabama. You can see it Saturday night at 7 o'clock. That game will be televised by ESPN. And that's a look at your morning sports. Have a great day.